Welcome everyone to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and this is the review of the new gothic horror film written and directed by Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, which is a remake of the 1922 silent film of the same name. This film stars Bill Skarsgard, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and the list goes on and on. This is a Christmas movie, believe it or not. It is. It's fitting, I guess you could say. And I didn't really understand the release date of this movie when they announced, "Oh, Nosferatu coming out Christmas Day." Okay. But I understand. Now, granted, nothing screams the joyous time of the year more than a film where we see children get murdered in their beds, but this does have an eerie Christmas vibe to it. Oddly enough, this property, Nosferatu, is based off of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 1897 novel. And they just decided to call it Nosferatu in 1922 for some strange reason, but it's the exact same story. And I never saw the original silent film. Granted, I wasn't around. I know it may seem like I'm old, but I'm not that old. I wasn't around when it was released in 1922, but I never got around to actually watching it. I know there was a remake, either in the early 80s or late 70s, somewhere around that time. I didn't watch that either. Uh, because I was into Dracula, actual Dracula, and other vampire films around that time. But I never got around to watching Nosferatu. So this was my first exposure to a Nosferatu film. Boy, what a good movie. I know that the Goodie Awards came out last week here on the KB Radio Network, where we awarded all the best of 2024. I must say, had I seen Nosferatu before that release, Nosferatu would have found a way on that award show. Whether it be for Best Picture, definitely Best Female Performance from Lily Rose Depp, they would have been nominated. Hands down. This was an awesome, awesome movie. Robert Eggers, who wrote and directed this film, has given us some amazing movies in his filmography. The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy, The Northman, The Lighthouse. These were some really, really good movies that he made. I'm really a hip fan of The Witch. I love The Witch from 2015. The dude knows how to use the environment that he's in and find a way to make the environment a character in his film. Like in The Witch, the woods and the old timey period part of that, it just felt eerie without actually jumping into the story. Same thing with The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse was just weird. That was it's just one of those movies that you just have to accept for what it is. It's just weird, but it is good weird. I love The Northman, and which is a story that is basically the inspiration for Hamlet. It's the quote unquote, I don't think it's true story, but this is the material that was based, or at least that Hamlet was based upon. And so, knowing that going into The Northman, man, you can't help but be excited for that. Well, in that film, Alexander Skarsgård starred in that. So I guess Robert Eggers felt, okay, one brother is good as the other, so I'm gonna get his little brother Bill to star in this as Nosferatu, and Bill Skarsgård as this character. If I haven't just told you that it was Bill Skarsgård, you wouldn't know. You would not know it was Bill. He doesn't sound like him. He doesn't look like him. Nothing about this character screams Bill Skarsgard, and we know he has a talent of disappearing in roles. Pennywise the clown in it, but you could still pick out Bill Skarsgard behind that makeup. You really couldn't hear, and his voice in here was disturbing as I don't know what. I have never seen Bill Skarsgård or heard him in this manner before. Uh, Great job by him. Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult deserves all the flowers in this film. Um, really loved his, haunting performance by him. One of his best performances I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot from Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is a awesome performer in film. But this is my favorite of his. He did an excellent job in this role. Lily Rose Depp, who, I know a lot of people, nepotism, nepo baby, and all this here. You seen her on The Idol on Max, and probably said, she can't act. Well, if you didn't say it, I did. But but in this film, ladies and gentlemen, Lily Rose Depp gave one of the best performances of 2024. Like I said earlier, if I could redo the Goodie Awards, Lily Rose Depp would be nominated for Best Female Performance. Would she win? I don't know, but she definitely would have got nominated. This was a powerful performance by Lily Rose Depp. Didn't know she had that in her. I guess she get it from her daddy, because at one point in time, believe it or not, Johnny Depp was an awesome actor. I don't know what happened, but he was an awesome actor, and it rubbed off on his baby girl here. She gave a career-defining performance in this role. This had some of the best direction, some of the best cinematography that you would see in film over the last 5-6 years, I would say. And that's saying a lot, being as though we watched 2 Doom films from the past 2 years or 3 years. But the cinematography, the atmosphere, it felt like it was 1922 or 1867, wherever it was, wherever this film was set in. It felt like that time. It's like they packed up everything, got in a time machine, and went back and filmed this movie on location. It looks amazing. My flaws, if I had to pick one or two, my flaws is it wasn't gory, if that makes any sense. Now, it's gory. Of course, there's blood, there's some disturbing images throughout the film, but it wasn't a lot. And this is a long movie. This is like a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, something like that. It wasn't a lot, but that's fine, because Dracula it doesn't have a lot of gore. And like I said, it's the exact same movie, except this one is better. Bram Stoker's Dracula from, I forgot what year it came out, but Gary Oldman starred in it. Francis Ford Coppola directed it. I think Winona Ryder was in that film. She actually plays the Lily Rose Depp role in that film. You had Anthony Hopkins in that film. That film was one of my favorite Dracula films until this. And I guess it still is, because technically this isn't Dracula, but it's based off of Dracula. But it's better. I would watch this before I watched Dracula. And I loved Dracula. I loved Gary Oldman as Dracula in that movie. This was just good, man. I felt dirty watching this movie. It just had the ickies. It gave you the EBGBs. But yeah, it wasn't a lot of gore and, just vampires running amok and all that other stuff. If that's what you're going in this film looking for, it's not there. But fortunately for me, I wasn't looking for it, so life is good. Um, the other bugaboo I had was the time. Like I said before, this is over 2 hours, and it just felt at certain points like, did we really need this scene right here? Did we really need to linger on this right here? It was just certain moments. I wouldn't say entire scenes need to be cut out, but it was just certain moments that they lingered on for a little too long. I felt it kind of stopped the flow of the movie. That the adrenaline that was pumping at that time, it really uh, 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 hit the brakes on it a couple of times. But once it picked back up, it picked back up. I really did enjoy Nosferatu. It's one of the best horror films and best films altogether from 2024. I give Nosferatu a letter grade of an A. Awesome, awesome film. Awesome job from all the performers in this film. The direction, great. Screenplay was great, and the cinematography was top notch. I would love to know, what did you think of Nosferatu? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think this is kind of weird to come out on Christmas Day? Uh, like me, I thought it was kind of weird. We're gonna celebrate the birth of Christ by putting out a Dracula movie, but hey, it worked. It is an awesome. I think it was an awesome, awesome film. But I would love to know your thoughts. Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can search for the show on all social media platforms. Just search for the KB Radio Network. Don't forget about YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel on YouTube and like this video if you don't mind. Also, don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to the Concession Stand here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for this review of Nosferatu. Want you all to know that I love you. Continue to love everyone. Have a happy new year, and you be blessed.